I'm afraid we need to discuss this issue. Issue? Get it? Issue? No? Okay.
Not again. But before we start, what's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? 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 Yeah. What is your name? What do you
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Jassity. Today's serious topic of conversation: buying shoes you didn't know were dupes. Now, I'm sure everybody and they mama has bought something that they didn't know was a copy or inspired by another item. It happens to the best of us and it happens to the worst of us. And I, unfortunately, have been conned one too many times. Okay? The internet is too big and too wide, and many of us have fallen victim to purchasing something not knowing where it originally came from. Fortunately, now I am making it a habit to Google reverse search everything I buy before I purchase it. However, do not judge me for my past mistakes, okay? I happen to be reorganizing my closet and I started noticing that quite a few shoes, I was like, wait a minute, I happen to know the actual brand of those now. Like, I know where they originate from. And then it happened again. And then it happened again. And then it happened again. And then I recognized it again. And then I was like, how many? And then I was like, how many times have I been conned? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I still do love all of these shoes and I do wear them and I love the style of them. It's really not about the style. While yes, you always usually want to support the original creator, the original brand, I know that if I was a fashion designer, I would be heated about my design getting stolen. But at the same time, is anything these days really new? Like, is anything not inspired by something else? And sometimes there are also other factors at play. Sometimes it's about comfortability. Sometimes cheaper shoes are more comfortable than the expensive one. But most of the time it's about price. Like, most of the time people do not want to spend that much on a shoe that they're only going to wear a couple of times, or a shoe that isn't their everyday shoe. And while a few brands are good at doing this, I think I fall in victim the most to Fashionnova. Today I have 10 shoes that, while I do love them, I did not know they were inspired by other shoes. I did go and try and find all the original brands and names of the shoes. Some of them I found both, but for some of them I only found the brand. So if you do recognize the shoe or recognize the name of the shoe, please comment it below. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the shoes that I no longer have boxes for. First are these black heels. Now, from the front, these look like a regular strappy black heel, but from the back and the side, you can see that they have this really, really cool horn detail. And I love the silver hardware on them, the buckle and the cap on the heel. As a silver girly, I am so sick of seeing all the heels being gold. I believe I bought these in 2020 or 2021, so I've had them for like 5 years now, and they're still doing pretty great. The only faulty part is obviously like the faux leather started peeling on the front of one of the shoes, but it's not that noticeable. And then some of the silver has scuffed off the back of the shoe, but that's obviously just like due to me walking and wearing the shoe. I think that's normal wear and tear, but these are inspired by the Givenchy horn triple toe leather sandals. The only difference of this one and the Givenchy one is that it obviously doesn't have like the G as the buckle, and then the toe doesn't have the triple toe detail. It's just a regular heel strap. The next pair I have are these burgundy strappy heels. Super, super cute. These are actually my most recent ones. I got these last year and they are inspired by the YSL Tribute platform sandals in patent leather. I do love these shoes. I'm sorry, but I do love them. And when I saw them, I thought that the design looked a bit familiar, but they were in burgundy instead of black, so I didn't really recognize them. And I don't know if YSL actually makes these in burgundy, so I was like, it'll slide. Technically, no one's gonna think like, oh, these are a copy because they don't even make the original ones in this color. At least that was my assumption at the time. I still don't know if they do make them in this color. But either way, they're still a really comfy shoe. I'm going to get my wear out of them. Like, they're super, super cute. And we don't waste money in this house. The next pair of shoes are these rhinestone heels with the square toe. Super, super gorgeous. And these are inspired by none other than the Bottega Veneta Sparkle Stretch Sandals. I'll admit a little secret to you guys. These were the only shoes that I did in fact know were inspired by another shoe. But for the price, $2,000 shoes, $20 shoes, I think we know what the right decision was. These did run a little bit big. Maybe it's just the mesh that makes them feel loose, but I got them in a 9 and I wish I would have gotten them in like an 8.5. The next shoe are these beautiful, beautiful red abstract heels. They have this unique triangle heel and then this abstract front strap, and then they strap up the ankle. I love these heels. These are so beautiful. I think they make my feet look so pretty. I do know that Fashionnova sold these in multiple colors just because when I got these, I love them so much that I wanted to go back and get them in, I think, black, but the black had sold out. But then I found out that these are inspired by the Giuseppe Zanotti red plexiglass wedges, and it was all downhill from there. The reason I said that is because, like I said, if I can support the original creator and original brand, I will. So I actually found these, and you can easily buy them secondhand for not that much, like $200-300. And so had I known, I definitely would have just got the originals, but you know, you live and you learn. Moving into the ones that are still in the boxes. Now, most of these are just in the boxes for storage purposes, but a few of them are still in the boxes because I actually haven't worn them yet. We'll start with these black and white flower heels. These ones I have not worn yet, although I do have quite a few outfits planned for these. I just haven't gotten around to wearing them yet. These are so pretty, and I've actually seen quite a few stores sell this style of shoe. Fashionnova, Ego. I definitely saw these on Shop Akira, so this must be a pretty, I guess, commonly recreated shoe. However, these are in fact inspired by the Zimmerman orchid heels. And not to toot anyone's horn, but they did a pretty good job. They look almost one of one. My only qualm is that I probably could have done with like another flower up here around the ankle. The two on the toe are cute, but I don't know, I'm dramatic. For the next shoe, I actually lied. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. This is actually the most recent one that I got. These are a really pretty black strappy thong heel. They are a bit uncomfortable. They have these ribbons that tie either around the ankle or all the way up the leg, and they're so cute. I actually did know that these were inspired by, but I didn't know they were inspired by a shoe that was inspired by another shoe, if that makes sense. These were double inspired by. So I got conned twice, okay? I originally thought these were inspired by the Jeffrey Campbell heels. I'll insert a picture of those. And that's the reason that I decided to go with these, because I already knew that thong sandals were going to be uncomfortable, and then on top of that, Jeffrey Campbell heels are not comfortable whatsoever. So I wasn't going to pay $250, almost $300 after tax, for a shoe that I knew was going to be uncomfortable, you know? So these I did intentionally try to find a cheaper version of, but that's a valid reasoning, you know? And these ended up only being $15, so 15 compared to 300. There was only one right answer. However, after further research, I actually found out that these heels are inspired by the Ferragamo heels. So a dupe of a dupe, if you will. I believe the Ferragamo ones are fairly new, and they are $1,500, so still think I got my money's worth. But I said it once and I'll say it again, I didn't even know these were inspired by those when I got them. The next shoe is this beautiful flower rope heel, and I'm sure you know exactly what this shoe is inspired by. This one is not my fault though. I can admit when I'm wrong, this was not my fault. I saw someone on TikTok wearing these, and obviously I went to the comments like one does and looked for a comment of her saying what shoe they were, and she tagged Fashionnova. She put that these were the like resort town, I think that's what they're called, the like resort town flower heels or something like that. And her video had gone pretty viral, so obviously I copied the name of the heels, put them into Fashionnova, added them to my cart, and checked out before they sold out in my size, as a shopaholic does. So I didn't even have time to think, oh, where have I seen those before? Or, oh, could these be inspired by a different shoe? But lo and behold, they are inspired by the Calla Lily heels from Cult Gaia. I love Cult Gaia. I love their creativity. I love their designs, everything. And I do own a couple of their bags. Did I buy them straight from their website? No. I did buy them secondhand though, because I can't afford them brand new. But nonetheless, I still make sure I was supporting the creator. And I know that multiple brands have come out with bags that are inspired by their bags, but I didn't know that they were coming also out with their shoes. So again, this one was not my fault. All right, 3 shoes left. The next shoe is this very, very stunning leopard print seashell heel. It has seashells that go down your foot on the straps, a simple ankle strap, and then it's actually a pretty short heel. I think it's only like 2 or 3 inches. If you're gonna get them, I would suggest sizing down. I got these in my regular size in 8.5, and they are loose, but the shoe is really, really cute. And this one I actually would let slide, because even if somebody could afford the original of this shoe, there's no way to get it. Like, these are obviously inspired by the vintage Roberto Cavalli heels, and those are vintage. Not that many made, not that many still in circulation, and if you do find them, they're an arm and a leg. Yes, they're inspired by another shoe, but they're at least inspired by a shoe that you can't even get or isn't even made anymore. So that is these. Next are these stunning wedges. They have a solid wedge on the bottom, but then have a clear strap on the top, and then it has this gold grommet detail. It's kind of like an aged gold, like bronzy grommets, but these are so cute. These are inspired by the Naked Wolf wedges. Again, I do support the original brand. Do not even get on me, okay? Naked Wolf has gotten at least $1,000 from me. I have like 5 pair of their shoes. But when it comes to these, I mean, $17 versus 350. They could take one for the team just one time. Also, not to talk down on their brand or anything, but these are way more realistic. Like, realistically, I will wear these way more often than the other shoes I have from them. These are super, super light. Naked Wolf heels are very chunky, clunky, and heavy. These are super light. They're obviously not like a solid wood, so they're not that heavy. But like I said, support the original creators if you can. And for the last pair of shoes, I have, obviously, I could not make this video and not have a pair of these. These are inspired by the Givenchy shark boots. Everybody and their mama owns a pair of shark boots, okay? They are a stunning shoe, and I do have 2 of these. I have the black ones that are the faux leather, and then I have these ones which are this cream suede material, and they're both extremely comfortable. I wear the black ones all the time. Those are my babies, okay? I've had them for years. They've never fallen apart. They're great. They're great. I can't even talk down on them. I can't say anything bad about them. They're amazing. If you don't like the shark boot style heels, I don't know what to tell you. You need to elevate your fashion sense because these are it. They literally go with everything. I have not found an outfit that they do not go with yet. Those are all the shoes that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way through. If you did, it means so much to me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.